The movie begins in the early times. Since the epic of the Qing dynasty, the descendants had been none other than illiterates. This time, the hope is on the son of the wealthy general on Canton, General So. This is the day that his son will write something that would break the curse of their lineage and break through. The son, 25 years old, also named So-chan, is ready. With paper rolling, brush dipped in ink, he starts to scribble away. To everyone's shock, when the tutor says that he has done it clean, they can't believe it. General So sees it and is happy that So-chan has finally written his name for the first time, So-cha-ha-yi. The general goes by the name of his father to tell about the remarkable thing his grandson has done. He is so happy that he wants the name to be decorated on the wall. As a reward, he gives all the money he has at the time to his son to enjoy himself. The scene shifts to a brothel, where a performance is held. There are Senge Ri-chin and Chu Mo-kei. Suddenly, So-chan arrives. Being the son of the wealthy general, he tips everyone present there, even getting some nightlife for the beggar for him to enjoy. Everyone stays close to So-chan because they know it's for the money. When asked what kind of woman he wants for the night, he responds that none are different. Right in front of his eyes, he sees Yushang, a woman who ignores him. Unlike all the others who stay close, he is interested in her. Yushang is there on a purpose with her sister, Chu Mo-kei. She wants to kill him to avenge her father, and this is her chance. Both of the guests are government officials, and the sisters get to meet them. Immediately, they approve of them because of their beauty, but So-chan is not going to give up. They bid on her with an amount so big at the time. In turn, the Seng gives the prized family treasure for Chu to have a night with her, a big pearl. This does win him the bet, but So-chan breaks it, calling it worthless. Seng is angry and a fight ensues. So-chan defeats Seng. However, Chu seems to be of immense speed that it blows his hat off. General So intervenes and stops this conflict, threatening the two officials until he realizes from the plate who they are. Iron Cap Prince, Seng Garinchen. Both sides are at each other's throats to bring them to be arrested. However, the owner of the brothel stops both of them before it can escalate further. In Yushang's area, everything is planned for the murder of Chu Mo-kei. The food is poisoned, her sister is on standby with a sword, and everyone is hiding. Opening the door, turns out that it's not Chu Mo-kei but So-chan, who has paid the highest bidding to spend the night with her. She is frustrated, and before So-chan could eat or drink anything, she threw away the table. They get into a bit of a fight, and So-chan understands that she knows kung fu. He immediately tells her that he loves her and wishes to marry her, but she denies any attempts on his part. Suddenly, the wall drops, and her sister is standing behind it. Figuring out that he intends to marry her sister, she laughs and congratulates Yushang before leaving. Yushang puts forth her decision that she will only marry the man who is a martial arts champion. So-chan says that he will become that for her. She doesn't believe him, and he says, "Watch me." At night, when Chu Mo-kei is being taken in a palanquin when he is attacked, all the spears thrown towards him, but none hit. With one blow, the spears fall back, attacking and killing the ones who threw them. More people attack, but to no avail. They fall and die trying. This clears the path for Seng. Yushang and her sister arrive at the scene, but it is already too late. The next day, So-chan is outside the brothel. Yushang and her sister are annoyed, but since he causes no harm, they are okay with it. Madam Pimp comes to him, and he accidentally injures her. She tells So-chan that Yushang has gone to Beijing, and there will be a martial arts championship to be held there. So-chan tells his father that he is going to enter that championship, and his father is proud of him, making all the preparations to move to Beijing, including taking the walls of his house there too. Chu Mo-kei is taken to the emperor, where he would demonstrate his skills and wishes to climb his ranks. Asked to showcase his ability, he takes a bar of gold, turns it into dust, and that dust turns into an erotic dancer. After enjoying this performance, the woman turns to dust, and it says, "Long live the emperor." This convinces the emperor. On the other end, So-chan is not taking it seriously. The examiner comes in and General So asks him to rig his entrance, which would be done. His letter is written by someone else and he gets the spot. It's the opening day of the championship and it's weightlifting. He fails without even trying. earning him the title of Shameless. When it comes to jumping the hurdle, he surprises everyone. When it comes to fighting, no one has the slightest chance to stand him, effortlessly defeating everyone. It's time for the final part of the exam. The leading candidates are Botaroto from Mongolia and So Chan from Guangdong. With this, his father bets a lot of money on him to win. But in turn of events, the examiner for the last event would be none other than Seng, who is also Botaroto's uncle. The event begins with archery. Botaroto hits the mark, but So Chan's shot is so good that it tears a hole, but they give the win to Botaroto. Next is horse riding. And Chu Mo-kei gives darts to Botaroto, telling him that they will come in useful. When their fight starts, So Chan's blade breaks, but he holds on. Falling from the horse, both of them go to pick up their weapon. So Chan's side is filled with rubbish while his opponent's side is like a cannon in a knife fight. Despite that, he manages to defeat his opponent as Botaroto gets hit by his own dart. But the score goes unfair because So Chan was on the ground first, and he loses. Botaroto wins and is to be rewarded, but turns out that the own dart he used was poisoned, dying on the pot. By this, So Chan is the winner by default. When they ask how he is so good and wishes to win, his answer is Yu Shang. The emperor is now there, asking for the new champion. Someone comes out and reveals that he is illiterate and can't read or write. This causes huge confusion, and So Chan is brought a pen and paper to write his own name. He admits that he is unable to write it. General So comes out, asking for forgiveness on his behalf, as he was the one who decided to rig the system. The emperor is angry at this and demands that they be beheaded. However, the basic laws somehow don't allow that to happen, so all he can do is seize their money. He tells them that their property would be seized, but still, it looks like the emperor's own rules don't allow that, so in the end, he sentences them to live the life of a beggar for the rest of their lives. Seizing their belongings as a punishment, they are left with nothing. So Chan's tutor gives him some papers telling him that he needs to study, and So Chan reassures him that he will not let him down. Everyone is sad to see them go, but they have no other choice. They leave the place and go where the beggars usually are. So Chan is not willing to accept that fate for himself. When they ask for money, people think they are robbers instead of beggars. Day by day, their situation keeps getting worse. While doing performance to gather enough money, Chu Mo-kei steps in and stops their activities, making unfair demands. So Chan is furious and tries to attack him but fails, and is left crippled as Chu Mo-kei breaks his wrist and ankles. General So carries him all the way back to the beggars, as he can't stop bleeding. There, he is tied with sticks to recover. He had a nightmare about Yu Shang, their promise, and how he won the tournament. But just because of not knowing how to read or write, he had to see this fate. He wakes up, and General So asks if he is okay. It appears that 2 months have passed, and So Chan's father does all the begging to make enough money to survive a single day, struggling to make ends meet. Back at the place, So Chan keeps on practicing how to write by following the engravings. Time passes, and his father is really sick. So Chan goes out to beg, but no one helps him. A door opens, and it's Yu Shang's sister, recognizing him. Before she could call her sister to see him, he hid his face in the coal, dirtying it and making him unrecognizable. Her sister grieves that this had happened to him because of her wish. So Chan is devastated and is crying, but he hears a commotion. His father is being taken away because he stole food from a kid and is to behead. The guards recognize So Chan as the martial arts champion, but humiliate him into eating dog food. Yu Shang sees this and can't help but feel horrible for him. After the guards humiliate them more and leave, Yu Shang comes to them, willing to help them find a place. But unable to face reality, So Chan leaves with his aching heart. His father takes the clothes and things that they send for him, and So Chan, but he hasn't gotten out of bed for a day now. At night, the beggar sect comes together, planning to take down Chu Mo-kei and will now elect a new person to uphold the task. They select Yu Shang to take the place and defeat the leaders, though General So says that his son can help do that, So Chan just doesn't want to get up anymore. Father encourages So Chan that he can still beat them with a little motivation. Having no other option, So Chan's father decides to force him into a fight with dogs, looking him up with them. So Chan comes out of the chimney to at least get a weapon, but is unable to catch the staff in time, falling down and getting injured. While sulking, another beggar comes to him and sees that he has written endless suffering on the stone. He tries to convince him that he will always remain a beggar, so he should accept it and live with it. So Chan is still devastated about falling from grace, and soon realizes that this beggar is no ordinary beggar. He tries again to convince him to give up, telling the beggar to go away, so Chan tries to go to sleep. In response, beggar tells him that he will see him in his sleep. Having a really strange dream about statues and words of progression, so Chan wakes up. He is surprised to see that all of his injuries have recovered. The beggar is no longer there, and there is a sign that reads, "My mystery is about to end." The senior and Cheung are following the trails of Chu Mo-kei and find that he has a cult. He sacrifices a baby and drinks the blood along with his followers to use them as bait to kill the emperor. One of them would seduce the emperor and kill him, so that Chu Mo-kei would be next in line. Suddenly, he notices that Cheung and the senior are present, and a fight ensues. Though they both take down most of them without hesitation, fighting Chu Mo-kei becomes a real struggle as he overpowers both of them, and Cheung is captured. To save her, the senior uses his staff to blow winds, taking down many of them with ease. But Chu Mo-kei remains unfazed. He throws large rocks at the senior, almost crushing him in the end. Having no other option, the senior retreats, and Cheung is put into a magical trance to be used as a puppet to seduce and assassinate the emperor. Returning to the beggars, the senior tells them that it is time for them to elect a new leader. Hearing that Cheung has been kidnapped, So-chan steps up, but others disagree. He can't even walk up the stairs. How can he beat Chu Mo-kei? One of them attacks So-chan, but is overpowered by him. To the senior's shock, So-chan is sleeping. He realizes that it is his uncle's son's sleeping arhat skills. To prove his worth, he takes the dog-beating stick and titles himself as the new leader. However, he breaks it. The beggars are furious and are about to kill him, and in turn of events with the sound of thunder, So-chan is possessed by the spirit of one of their older leaders, who tells them that the stick is useless and should honor the one who defeated those who opposed, making So-chan worthy of leading the beggars, the new King of Beggars. With this, the senior gives So-chan a book and an elixir, making him the new chief, and dies shortly after. The very next day, the entire mob of beggars is led across the Great Wall to stop Chu Mo-kei. On their way, So-chan notices that there are only 17 of the 18 subduing dragon palms in the book that the senior gave to him. He is confused about it. As they move closer to the emperor's base, Chu Mo-kei arrives with Cheung, who is under a spell. He guises Cheung as a gift for the emperor. Seng agrees and lets her go to the emperor. Suddenly, one of the soldiers spots the mob of beggars closing in. Seng tells So-chan to stop and return, as this is no place for him, but it's not really time for him to listen. So-chan jumps and walks all over the soldier, going straight towards the emperor on a horse. The remaining are now in a battle. A yellow smoke emits from nowhere, and it starts taking down everyone it makes contact with. Countless soldiers fall down, and when it closes up on the beggars, they use their own urine to filter the smoke out. On the other end, Cheung takes on the guards that protect the emperor in order to assassinate him. But as the hairpins fall out, which contained the spell, Cheung is back to her own consciousness but is about to be killed. Smoke erupts, and it's So-chan to save the day. Knowing that his plans are being foiled, Chu Mo-kei enters the scene himself. He is attacked by So-chan. So-chan goes to sleep, and Chu Mo-kei feels like he is being mocked. Trying to stab him with the sword, So-chan deflects not only that attack, but all of his attacks are deflected and countered. Chu Mo-kei realizes that he is using sleeping arhat skills. So-chan uses all of what he has learned to try taking down Chu Mo-kei. So-chan is overpowered and gets thrown into the air. But using that to his advantage, he uses the 7th stance of 18 dragon subduing palms. This leaves Chu Mo-kei injured and bleeding. However, these were only 17, leaving him still standing strong. Without the 18th stance, he cannot be defeated. Using the power of wind, the whole place is now on fire. The pages of the Elder's book flip like a flipbook, making So-chan realize that the 18th stance is the combination of all of the 17 stances. Figuring it all out in his mind, he can now use the 18th stance. With that, he defeats Chu Mo-kei, and he explodes, putting an end to his reign. The beggars come together again and are delighted to hear that Chu Mo-kei is no more. With this, So-chan proposes to Cheung, and she agrees to marry him. The emperor understands what's going on. Later, the emperor sentences Seng to live his life as a beggar and offers big rewards to So-chan. He puts it all down, saying that he would remain the king of beggars. The emperor is worried, but then is convinced. With this, helping the beggar has become an obligation upon the citizens, and So-chan continues on with his life, begging day to day, and with this, the move ends.